What does Albert Einstein and this garden in Pavia, Italy, have to do with each other? Did Einstein sit under this 300-year-old tree and get an epiphany, like Isaac Newton under an apple tree? Did this garden inspire Einstein to write his very first scientific paper in his teenaged grasshopper year of 16? Let's take this into consideration. Not far from my home in Pavia, there is a garden. In fact, a very special garden that was created long, long ago. So long ago, in fact, it was started even before the birth of my native country, America. In 1773, the Orto Botanico di Pavia, or in English, the Botanical Garden of Pavia, was started as successor to Pavia's earlier Orto de Semplici, established 1558. By 1775, the garden was in full use, with its first greenhouses constructed in 1776, designed by Giuseppe Piramarini, then modified by Luigi Canonica in 1815. Noce Domenico organized and expanded the garden from 1797 to 1826, adding collections to exchange seeds and plants, and building a masonry greenhouse to replace the earlier wooden structures. The garden was extensively damaged in World War II, after which its greenhouses had to be rebuilt. Encompassing an area of over 5 acres, today the garden contains about 2,000 different species of plants, with major collections of aquatic plants, conifers, hosta, hydrangea, magnolia, medical plants, peat bog plants, and a rose garden. The greenhouse complex includes an arid greenhouse, originally dating back to 1776, holding more than 500 species of succulents, an orchidaceae greenhouse, with orchids from Central and North America, as well as ferns, Araceae, Bromeliaceae, and Tillandsia, a temperate greenhouse holding plants of economic importance and fruit, and a tropical greenhouse built in 1974. Now, across the street and just down the block, about 150 meters away, or about a football field and a half distant, is the very building where Albert Einstein lived, as his father moved to Pavia in 1894 to start a business supplying electrical materials and running a factory manufacturing electric machines. The Einsteins lived in Palazzo Cornasani, the same building where Italian writer, revolutionary, and poet Ugo Foscolo once lived. In fact, the palatial building is also known as Casa del Foscolo, and even the street here has been renamed after the famous poet. Other prominent personalities often stayed in the house, such as Governor of Milan Antonio de Guzman, Cardinal Michele Bonelli, who apparently stayed more than a year in the Pavia Palace, and Italian writer and poetess Ada Negri, the only woman to have been admitted to the Academy of Italy. The palace may now feature a somewhat humble facade, plastered in the more utilitarian modern age, but is structured internally upon two more ornate courtyards, the older of which dates back to the 15th century and bears a late Gothic design. It is to this dwelling that a young Albert Einstein arrived in the year 1895 at the age of 16 to live for a couple of years, and where he would compose what is called his first paper, a short essay entitled Concerning the Investigation of the State of the Ether in a Magnetic Field. No surprise is it, given the line of electrical work his father was embarked upon, that a teenaged Albert would muse on such a topic. But it is also well known that the future Nobel Prize winner was an avid nature lover. So it can well be assumed that Albert Einstein would have frequented the great botanical garden just down the street that had been curated and developed for over 100 years prior to his residence in Pavia. We can only imagine what cosmic insights the great physicist might have received here. What insights into the mysteries of nature and reality itself he might have glimpsed while ruminating amongst the numerous species of plant life coexisting in this extensive botanical garden.